It is the gift of God. For by grace you have been saved through faith, and that not of yourselves. It is the gift of God, not of works, lest anyone should boast. Ephesians chapter 2, verse 8 to 9. The line "it is not in the original Greek. Translators provided it for smooth reading. This does not affect the meaning of the text, and since the word gift is neuter and genderless and has no pronoun, it must be attached to the demonstrative pronoun that, which refers to faith. Therefore, for grammar reasons, the gift of God is referred to as faith. Faith is the gift of God. This simple statement makes a lot of sense. The word charis literally means gift, not of works. Same question, what is meant by not of works? What does the verse mean by not of works? Again, we need to apply the same case principle. The case of the line of works is genitive, therefore it refers to faith, lest anyone should boast. For all practical purposes, if faith is man's part, then we have something to boast about. God intended salvation to be pure grace so that no one would boast. It is natural for a human being to be arrogant. Often, even if he doesn't do it, he boasted about it as if he is the one who did it. Even more so if he did. Sin comes from the very prince of pride, Lucifer. Isaiah chapter 14, verse 12 to 14. For by grace you have been saved through faith, and that not of yourselves, it is the gift of God, not of works, lest anyone should boast. Grace and faith. This is the correct equation. Grace plus faith equals salvation. God's part plus God's part equals sole act of God. 50% plus 50% equals 100%. Full grace. In this equation, any teaching that does not conform to full grace is false and without salvation. There is no salvation in no grace or half grace. If you are unsure of your church teaching regarding salvation, you need to ask your pastor. His answer will align you into the three categories mentioned: no grace, half grace, or full grace. If his response is not in the category of full grace, get out and bring your family. There is no salvation from the false gospel. Salvation by works is a different gospel. The Apostle Paul writes, I am astonished that you are so quickly deserting the one who called you by the grace of Christ and are turning to a different gospel, which is really no gospel at all. Galatians chapter 1, verse 6 to 7. Salvation by grace plus works is a perverted gospel. The Apostle Paul writes, evidently, some people are throwing you into confusion and are trying to pervert the gospel of Christ. Galatians chapter 1, verse 7. The Apostle Paul denounced the different and perverted gospel. He writes, but even if we or an angel from heaven should preach a gospel other than the one we preach to you, let him be eternally condemned. As we have already said, so now I say again, if anybody is preaching to you a gospel other than what you accepted, let him be eternally condemned. Galatians chapter 1, verse 8 to 9. In King James Version translation, be accursed. In Greek grammar, esto anathema. The literal rendition is go to hell. Matthew chapter 25, verse 41. Depart from me, you who are cursed, into the eternal fire prepared for the devil and his angels. I write this with a heavy heart and trembling hands as I tell you that there is no salvation in the false gospel. There is only one true gospel, which is the gospel of full grace, saved by full grace. I understand that I may have been harsh in saying this to you and disturb your comfortable seat in the church, but someone has to tell you the truth. I ask this with the Apostle Paul. Am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth? Galatians chapter 4, verse 16. True grace is full grace. Full grace is 100% pure grace. No additives, nothing but grace, grace plus nothing. Faith is part of God's grace to us. It is a gift of God. Because of his kindness, you have been saved through trusting Christ, and even trusting is not of yourselves. It too is a gift from God. Salvation is not a reward for the good we have done, so none of us can take any credit for it. To God be the glory. God bless you.